and welcome to a new job programming video. Today we are gonna test this Chat GPT and we are gonna try to see if it's possible or not to create good maps with it, and basically which are the limits for this great tool. So to start, I just wanna give you a really quick introduction about Chat GPT. So it's just AI that allows you to have this back and forward conversation. There is this free option that I'm using, and you can also upgrade to Plus. And basically the idea is that a lot of people is saying that the new technologies are gonna be able to take the job, most of the job that we are doing right now. And I wanted to see if an idea of a web map that I want to create, it's something that ChatGPT can do. So basically my idea is to create a map that has the information of public parks in Oslo in Norway, and I want that when I click one of those maps we get like the result with a sidebar in the right that is showing information from the Wikipedia and even maybe a photo. So let's start. I want to try to see if really like just sending some ideas it can create something great, or if it needs a little bit more detail. And basically I want to know if someone without any idea about code and about how to create maps for websites can like do it with ChatGPT. So this is the introduction. Hope that it is clear, and let's start with that same idea. So I want web application. Sorry. Map that contains the public parks in Norway, in Oslo, sorry, and a sidebar in the right where when I select a map it shows a park, it shows its information and a picture. So let's see what it returns. Let's see if we need to specify like what we need. I don't know, like that we want to create it inside HTML, everything that we need. So if we see here, it is already understanding that we need HTML and saying that we need to choose a map library. I was thinking honestly on leaflet, so it's a good point for them here. And also you need a map for Oslo. Okay, so basically what it is doing right now is to create a map, and then it is directly suggesting us to load the map as GeoJSON. So this is very interesting because it's already providing an option. I mean, it's not perfect. We can plot it. So I'm gonna copy this, and I have here. Sorry, you cannot see it now. I have here the code. So if I save it, I have opened also the web here, and if I refresh, it shows a map of Oslo, which is great. Like imagine that you just want to create a map, it will solve that problem. And also the other part was like more specific to add a map. To be honest, I think that it is just adding a marker, but let's check. So if we copy this and if we go again to the code, let's see what it is returning. I refresh the page. You're not seeing that. Okay, no, I can take it here. Okay, sorry. Here we have the map, and we refresh it, and yeah, to be honest, there is nothing coming here. So yeah, it's a bit, I don't know if frustrating is the word, but I was expecting something else from Chat GPT. So the first part that it was to create this leaflet map, it worked. It just omit the part that I want at sidebar here, and yeah, to be honest, we are not even able to see. Okay, this is just centering the. Sorry, you cannot see this now. This is just centering the map, so it is centering in Oslo. This is great, but then here it is loading nothing because it didn't have like parks data. So okay, we have the first part, and I think that now it came to the point that you can more or less create what you want, but you need to debug. So let's say that we want a sidebar in the right of the web page to see if it creates something. It's also interesting for me to see if it is creating like the whole code every time. I hope so, or if it's more like you need, like, it creates the specific code for this and you need to know where you have to add this code, because that's something interesting. Like when you don't know exactly how to code, that can be a problem, that it just throw one specific code. And I think that this is one of the great points for ChatGPT, because you can like really have a conversation and really find out what you need. It's not like, it's because sometimes if you need to search for some data, if you didn't find, or if you didn't know exactly what to look for, okay, there is a copy code here, much better. If you didn't find exactly, or if you didn't know exactly what you need, it became a problem because you don't know exactly how to search for that. But in this case, with ChatGPT, that's a point, like positive point here. Okay, so again we had to ask directly for that. It didn't work at once, but yeah, for someone that didn't know like how to code, this is fine. Let's see if we can get at least that it create a markers for the different parks in Oslo, because I think that that's something like more or less easy to do for the Chat GPT. So let's see, I want to create several markers that represent the parks locations. So let's see now. Now the problem is that I'm already saying something. I know that leaflet is using markers, so I'm specifically saying that I want markers here. So now it's not for everyone, and you need to know at least a little bit. See, this using Axio, so it's gonna do like some I guess some API request. So maybe now we will be successful. See, yeah, it is getting data from somewhere, so probably now it is coming better. But again, like with the first idea, it was not working great, and I had to add these markers, so it started to think on markers, and still it's amazing what this tool can do. But yeah, it's, for now at least, it's not gonna be like something that completely replace the Mapmakers. Okay, so we save this, and we came the map, we run it. Oh, it's not coming. And to be honest, I'm not reading what it is saying, so maybe it's just saying like, hey, just put if you know where there is data, just put the data here. And I'm not really paying attention to this, but here's an example how you can modify the code, but still, in theory, this should work, right? Because it is showing a GeoJSON. Okay, and the GeoJSON is not found, so great. I'm gonna tell it like the GeoJSON is not working to see what it does. The GeoJSON URL, it's not working. Okay. See, this is a problem because if you don't know how the code works and how the API requests are being made, again not found, you're gonna have problem with this. So just let me check. I don't know. I run the map. Has so probably if we have a GeoJSON that knows where to find this and we just share it with it, it will work and it will adapt a little bit like the code to make it work. But in this case it's quite annoying because I just said that it is not working and it just keep asking the same. So I think that we are gonna try to put just one random marker in, I don't know, in the main square in Oslo or anywhere. Again, it's not working and that will be fine. It was a bit disappointed, but yeah, we will talk about conclusions at the end. So okay, so maybe in the opera, which is like quite famous there in Norway, like in Oslo, a marker in the opera. So at least I think that this can be done, right? So yeah, let's talk about conclusions. I think that this is a great tool, that it's super helpful, especially to find out exactly what you need. You don't need to know exactly the words, the keywords to search for it, because you can explain more or less what you want to do and it will throw solutions and you can debug a little bit. But still, that's the key, that you still need to do debugging. Here, yeah, it at the Opera Maker, so that's gonna work. It's not gonna work the second part, but it will be okay. So that's the point. It's not gonna give you exactly what you want, exactly what you need in the first try. You need to debug it, and it can be that it didn't found exactly what you want. But it's a great tool, but I feel that it's not yet prepared for this, or maybe it's just me, or yeah, this is weird because the marker should work. Maybe that API request it's doing it fail, so I'm gonna remove this part of the code. But if really this is the problem, why I cannot plug it, and just gonna remove it. That should be fine. And save it. If this is the really the problem, then okay, no. So I don't know. I will check. Maybe it was my code. Okay, so I was more or less right. If you see here, we were also adding the parks data, and if we go to the inspect here in the console, it's saying that parks data it's not defined. So if we go back in the code and we just remove this line, and we go back to the here and we run, it's gonna work fine. So just to wrap up, I feel again good tool, still not perfect. At some point it will improve a lot, because this is kind of the first time that we, like general users, can have access to this. So again, amazing, and it will become greater and greater. I don't know if it can work as a solo tool, but it's gonna be amazing for developers, and it's gonna save a lot of time. So not just for maybe I will do another video just showing how to debug with it, but it's really great. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next job programming video. Bye bye.